That's what I was saying.
5:30, we'll call this meeting to order. Ms. Wobes, will you please call the roll?
Yes. Ms. Cordova,
Here.
Mr. DeWitt,
Here.
Mr. Merrick,
Here.
Ms. Ortega,
Here.
Mr. South,
Here.
Ms. Smith,
Here.
Mr. Watkins,
Here.
Mr. Woolley,
Here.
and Mayor Davidson.
Here.
All are present. We have a quorum.
Okay, I will ask Counselor Cordova to lead us in the invocation and Counselor DeWitt to lead the pledge and the salute to the New Mexico flag. Please stand if you're able.
Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight. We thank you for all the blessings that you always bestow upon our community. We ask that you be in our meeting and guide us for what is right for everybody in the city. We ask that your blessings be bestowed upon us and that you continue to love and guide us. We thank you for dying on the cross. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, is the symbol of perfect friendship among God cultures.
Okay, welcome to everybody. Ms. Mitchell, do we have any remote attendance? Okay. We have identity on that.
Brandy Glenn.
Okay. First item is approval of the minutes of the July 7, 2026 meeting. Are there any corrections or objections to the minutes of the July 7th meeting? Hearing none, the minutes of the July 7th meeting are approved as presented by unanimous consent. We have no public comment tonight. We're going to bypass the disclaimers on that. We will now come to the consent agenda. The consent agenda is approved by a single motion. Any counselor may request that an item be removed from the consent agenda and be considered separately. The items before us are Portales Fire Department, item 1, ratification of the city manager, finance director, and fire EMS chief signature on the fiscal year 2027 fire protection grant applications. Community service, item 1, resolution PC 2025-2026-2022, a variance request for 1520 South Avenue D. Finance Department, item 1, authorization for the destruction of municipal records. Finance Department 2, ratification of the Finance Department's actions on bills and expenses for May and June 2025. Is that?
You may have that version, but it's actually 2026.
Okay,
It
so,
was corrected.
okay,
officially.
for May and June 2026. Are there any requests from the council to remove an item from the consent agenda? If not, the chair will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved. Second.
Okay, motion by Counselor Merrick, second by Counselor Watkins to approve the consent agenda as presented. Is there any discussion? Ms. Whoops, will you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Ms. Cordova,
Yes.
Mr. DeWitt,
Yes.
Mr. Merrick,
Yes.
Ms. Ortega,
Yes.
Mr. South,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Mr. Woolley.
Yes.
It's unanimous. It passes.
Okay. We will move to action items. Community Services Department, item 1, consideration and approval of resolution 2026 29, declaring the property at 422 South Main Street to be dangerous. Ms. McClellan, you may present.
My PowerPoint, please. And we're gonna skip ahead because I had Brandy on it just in case. Keep going forward. Keep going, keep going. This one. Perfect. So thank you, Mayor, Council. So today I'm standing in front of you to request your declaration for property 422 South Main. We don't put them on the slides usually, but we do include the pictures in your packets. We used to put them on the slides. Some property owners felt we were shaming them. We don't want to cause that in the packets. So what we have up here is a couple of your considerations. I'm going to leave up for all three. The first row explains how these properties were picked. So planning and zoning did a workshop with staff and they picked things that they would grade every single property on. And that's your first column. And then all of those staff brought what they thought would be considered dangerous buildings for planning and zoning. And then planning and zoning scored them based on this. And then the highest ones were listed 1 through 15. And so we're doing our top 3 today. This is number 1, 2, and 4. There's 3 to debate themselves. Number 2 is what is considered a dangerous building. So while you are deciding if you're going to declare this a dangerous building, number 2 lists what they are. Staff did feel that these constituted as dangerous buildings. And then your third one over there is your options for today. So council has 5 options. The first is declare the building structure or premises as dangerous by formal resolution. The second is declare the building structure or premises as a nuisance, not dangerous, but still needs debated, different process. Declare that the structure, building, or premises is compliant with codes. Table the proposed resolution for reconsideration in 30 days' time, whichever council meeting is after that, and then declare it an emergency situation. So in your packet today, you have 422 South Main Street. It did rank number 4, but it is coming up 3rd because the one before it did already abate itself. It has a partially collapsed roof. And you can see the pictures in the packet. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those.
Okay, thank you, Director. Any questions from council? Yes.
Kelly, just once you declare these or whatever happens with the property, you still go through the corrective actions of going to the courts, doing the
Correct.
whole process.
This process, because it has changed, so I'll go over it for anybody who hasn't, this is the first time doing the new process. We have it declared by formal resolution. They're given 30 days to see substantial improvement, 90 days in total. They can appeal the decision made today back to city council to declare not the time, but that it is a dangerous building. If they don't like how the appeal goes, then they can appeal it to district court. We do not have, they don't do the appeal process. We do not have to take it back to court. We can move forward without the court process. However, per advice of our lawyer, if we can't prove that we're able to get a hold of the property owner through certified mail or something like that, we can't serve them, then we will still go through the courts just to prove that we did our due diligence.
Any other questions? Okay, Chair will entertain a motion on this item as to the status.
Make a motion that we declare this property at 422 South Main a dangerous property.
I'd second that.
We have a motion by Counselor Self, a second by Counselor DeWitt to approve resolution 2026-29 declaring the property at 422 South Main Street to be dangerous. Is there any further discussion? Ms. Whoops, please call the roll.
Yes, sir. Ms. Cordova,
Yes.
Mr. DeWitt,
Yes.
Mr. Merrick,
Yes.
Ms. Ortega,
Yes.
Mr. Self,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Mr. Woolley.
Yes.
It's unanimous, it passes.
Okay, before we proceed with item 2, Counselor Smith has requested to make a brief statement for the record. Counselor Smith?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Due to a potential conflict of interest, I'm going to be recusing myself from discussion and voting on number 2 of action items.
Okay, thank you. The clerk, please note Counselor Smith's recusal in the minutes. Counselor Smith, if you could step out while council considers item 2. And if we could please close the door for just a few moments. Okay, item 2, governing bodies consideration and approval of resolution 2026-30 declaring property at 705 West 17th Street as dangerous. Director, next item, please.
Thank you, Mayor Council. Same spiel for this one, just different address. So 705 West 17th Street was labeled as number 2 on that list. And it's before you today. This is 2 buildings, so this resolution will cover the accessory building and the main structure. They've had severe fire damage and they are open to trespassers, and the pictures are in your packet. If you have any questions, I'm happy to stand for them.
Any questions from council on this item 2? Okay, Chair will entertain a motion as to the status.
I move we approve.
Second.
State which we're approving.
Say again.
State the status that we're approving.
That is a dangerous structure.
Okay,
No, second.
okay. So we have a motion by Counselor DeWitt, second by Counselor Self to approve resolution 2026-30 declaring the property at 705 West 17th Street to be dangerous. Is there any further discussion? Okay, Ms. Whoops, please call the roll.
Yes, sir. Ms. Cordova,
Yes.
Mr. DeWitt,
Yes.
Mr. Merrick,
Yes.
Ms. Ortega,
Yes.
Mr. Self,
Yes.
Ms. Smith is recused. Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Mr. Woolley.
Yes.
Of those present and voting, it is unanimous,
Okay,
so it passes.
okay, go ahead and open the door for Ms. Smith. Okay, item 3, governing bodies consideration and approval of resolution 2026-31 declaring property at 701 West 2nd Street as dangerous. Director, next item, please.
Thank you, Mayor Council, same spiel. This property is at 701 West 2nd Street. This was listed as number 1 on the scoring that P and Z did. This property does have some severe fire damage and is also open to trespassers. And then pictures are in your packet. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to stand for them.
Any questions for Director? Chair will entertain a motion as to the status on this.
I would make a motion to declare this a dangerous property.
Second.
Okay, motion by Counselor Merrick, second by Counselor Watkins to approve resolution 2026-31 declaring the property at 701 West 2nd Street to be dangerous. Is there any discussion? Ms. Whoops, will you please call the roll?
Yes. Ms. Cordova,
Yes.
Mr. DeWitt.
Yes.
Mr. Merrick,
Yes.
Ms. Ortega,
Yes.
Mr. Self,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Mr. Woolley.
Yes.
It is unanimous, it passes.
Okay, Community Services Department, item 4, governing bodies consideration and approval of the intent to adopt ordinance 779 inspection cost recovery. Director, next item, please.
All right, so I'm bringing today before you an intent to adopt an ordinance. It's 779. This is not an amendment. This is a new ordinance. For those who have never done an intent to adopt. So the intent to adopt is just saying that council is interested in moving forward with this ordinance, but it is not adopting this ordinance tonight. You're saying, yes, we like the idea of this ordinance. We'd like to move forward in this direction. We would approve the intent to adopt. And in the next 30 days, it is open for public hearing for members of the public to pull this ordinance, read it, give remarks, and for council members to come in with amendments or things they'd like to see changed. And then in 30 days, or after 30 days is up, we'll come back and then we'll have a public hearing for the public to also do their comments, and then you can choose or not to adopt at that meeting. To just outline. So what this is an inspection recovery ordinance or an inspection reimbursement ordinance. So pretty much what it does is this is not a fine. This is by no means a punitive fine, but it says after, I'll show the flow chart in a second. After you've had 3 free inspections, on the 4th inspection, after you start having no compliance, then the city seeks to reimburse the cost it spends at every inspection. And you can see that residential property would be 55 per reinspection and non-residential property would be 65. These costs have to be actual cost, defendable in court. They cannot be punitive, so they have to do what we actually spend. There is an appeal and waivers process because I believe all processes should have appeals. And so if somebody goes through and starts getting these inspection costs, they can come to the Planning and Zoning Committee to see if they can get them waived based on situation per situation. The only thing I do recommend if you move forward, to think amongst yourself, if there's another committee besides Planning and Zoning you'd like this to go to. We don't particularly have a committee that this is really meant for. If Chris, if you go to the next one. So I did do what this will actually look like. So you do your first inspection. That's when we catch the violation and go with weeds. Or someone calls us in, we come in and leave you a door tag or a postcard. If it's abated, the case is closed. We'll come do our reinspection. If it's not been abated, that inspection is also free. We'll send you a certified letter. 14 days later, we'll come back again. If that inspection it's been done, we'll close it for free. If it's been open, that's the last free inspection. We'll start re-inspecting it weekly, and then we'll start seeking to reimburse costs. We'll redo our postcards and our door tags and our certified letters to explain this process. And then on this last cost, we'll put another door tag on that lets them know the next inspection will be a cost for it. I think it's the last one, but just in case. Nope, you can go back. So that is what I'm here for you today. I'm seeking that approval to start this 30-day public hearing. That's the next step. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to stand for them.
Thank you, Director. Are there any questions from council?
So we've been incurring these costs, correct?
Correct. So even though we haven't charged for them, the city still pays for each inspection, and the taxpayers pay for those inspections. And now we're asking the person who's non-compliant to pay for the inspections.
Any other questions? You state that it's $55 for residential, and that's an actual cost.
Yes. So we had to go through what other cities cost, what they put in there, and then put all of our own information in there. And
Okay.
55 was determined to be a reasonable and legally defendable cost.
That's like an average cost. So what
Pretty
if,
much.
if it was actual cost on any given inspection was more than that? Are you capping it at 55?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're just gonna do 55. Not that we're afraid of hard work, but occurring for every single reinspection will be free.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, it's written in the ordinance that instead of going, reapproaching every year, that, the council has the authority to increase that cost of living, cost of doing business, et cetera, every year. So they won't stagnate, they'll go up. Cost of doing business.
Okay. Are there any other questions?
One more.
Yes.
So they're non-compliant. We leave them the tags and all the stuff, and we end up doing it ourselves. Who does it?
So for our ordinance, if the city moves forward with the abatement, we pay a contractor to do so. And then we take the contracting price, add 200, I believe, for an administrative cost, and then we bill the property for it. And then if it's not paid, it's put on as a lien on the property. We pay.
Any other questions? Chair will entertain a motion.
Make a motion, we move forward. Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Counselor Woolley, a second by Counselor Watkins to approve the governing body's intent to adopt ordinance number 779, inspection cost recovery. Is there any discussion? And Ms. Whoops, would you please call the roll?
Yes. Ms. Cordova,
Yes.
Mr. DeWitt, Mr. Merrick,
Yes.
Ms. Ortega,
Yes.
Mr. Self,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Mr. Woolley.
Yes.
It's unanimous, that passes.
Okay, item 5, governing body's consideration and recommendation for transfer station director, the final community services. Man, you,
Go to my last slide. Perfect. After this, you guys are done with me. So we are all aware that the city has gotten funds for a transfer station. One of the first things that we have to figure out is where we're gonna put this transfer station. One of the problems is no one's gonna wanna live by a transfer station. So what we took to P and Z a list of properties that the city owned with staff recommendation, which was this one, and said, will you help us narrow down what your recommendation is for a final location? P and Z did agree with staff's recommendation and picked this property here. We call it the Boneyard, if you've ever been there, but it's off Roosevelt Road 6, and it's at the very end. It's like industrial Roosevelt Road 6. You can see the softball complex, the retention pond, and the walking trail above it. So what we're looking for tonight is not your approval of this location, because this anytime you do a change of use, you have to do a special use permit. But the certified letters are $10.20 now a piece. So I don't want to do 6 different properties, all special use permits. I'd like to narrow down which properties we would like to do the special use permit for. So if you move forward, we'll start the special use permit on this property, which means we'll send certified letters to everybody within 100 feet of this proposed area. And there will be a public hearing at P and Z, and then it will come to city council for a final yes or no. If you guys don't like this, you can also postpone, I believe is the word. So we can come back on another meeting with different properties in mind. I'll stand for any questions, and Pat and Joe are also here to field questions. This is just about location, not design, because we haven't started the design, so we figure out the location.
any questions on this item?
Exactly where is it at? In the old airport, it's out in the old airport area.
So the old airport is all the way at the top. And then you have your softball complex and the retention pond. And so there's like the walking trail you can see, and it's just below there. Yeah, Portalis Concrete, is that the other one down there? It is down there in that corner. So DFA is directly across from it. There's Portalis Concrete there. There's a salvage yard or a property that has a bunch of cars to its left.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
what is the total size of this?
Just a little over 26 acres.
What are we currently?
Currently on, what's it currently
Yeah.
zoned?
The current, center, the convenience.
We looked it up, but it was decided it was too small for a transfer station.
Yeah, no, I.
But.
Ballparking on.
What
The
do you-
size of the convenience center, is that what you're looking at?
Probably about an acre.
It's, yeah, it's,
Yeah.
I think it was like I think like barely an acre, I think is what it was.
Just looking at it.
Oh, yeah, so it is a much larger space. I doubt we'll use the entire space, but that's where we're looking to put it.
This is where all the old dumpsters and stuff.
Yes. That is where they currently are.
What other locations did we look at?
We looked at a couple, but I didn't prep them for today. So if this wasn't something you guys were interested in, we can postpone it to bring it back with a more in-depth look at some of the other available properties.
That was planning and zoning meeting, wasn't it?
Yes, so P and Z went through 3 or 4 properties and
Yeah,
selected.
so it is laid out on P and Z meeting on video that has a pretty good description. Just to be clear, this isn't a permanent decision tonight.
No.
And also this there will be opportunity for citizens to have input on this.
Yes.
And wasn't there a discussion in one of these meetings that said that the manner in which this transfer station is going to operate is not going to be like our old dump ground with a bunch of odor and things like that, correct?
Correct.
And if you can't answer that tonight, that's okay.
No.
But
So I know that that is what the city's working towards, is it'll be odorless, it'll be noiseless, it will not be an inconvenience for people who live there.
So phase one outdoor transfer station, by requirement, the trash has to be vacated before the end of business that day. It can't stay overnight. So basically what we do is we bring in our refuse, put it in one spot, transfer it from the smaller dump truck, trash trucks to a larger long haul truck, and that truck makes one trip or whatever to the dump. So not that we necessarily need it for this, but we have some field trips, if you will, field trips. I'll give it lunch and to go with. But we're gonna go take a look at not Roswell, but
Fort Sumner.
Ruidoso and Fort Sumner
Mhm.
to the pre-existing ones. And they're pretty sanitary, pretty. But the opportunity.
Chair will entertain a motion on this.
I'll make a motion to proceed.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Counselor Merrick, second by Counselor Smith to accept the Planning and Zoning Board's recommendation for the proposed transfer station site and authorize staff to proceed with the special use permit application process. Any further discussion? Ms. Swope, will you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Ms. Cordova,
Yes.
Mr. DeWitt,
Yes.
Mr. Merrick,
Yes.
Ms. Ortega,
Yes.
Mr. Self,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Mr. Woolley.
Yes.
It's unanimous, that passes.
Okay. Finance Department grants item 1, governing bodies consideration and approval of resolution 2026-32, authorizing the local government road fund cooperative agreement between the city of Portales and New Mexico Department of Transportation for roadway reconstruction and drainage improvements on Railroad Street. Ms. McVeigh, you can present.
Mayor and council, good evening. Okay, so I'm bringing to you the LGRF, the local government road fund grant that we were awarded. And the total that we were awarded was $429,836. And this is for roadway reconstruction and drainage improvement design. And I just want to be put an emphasis on design. So this part isn't for construction just yet. Okay, so this is going to be for Railroad Street from North Avenue B, northeast to East Juniper Street, north to North Boston, and west to East Lime Street. So it's, I believe that you have some maps that you were able to see so that we could kind of map that out for you because it's a little bit confusing in words. If there is a share cost in this, and the city share cost is going to be $107,459. And NMDOT's cost will be $322,377. So we are asking if you would accept our award that we have received for design. And I'll stand for any questions.
Any questions from Ms. McVeigh? Chair will entertain a motion to approve resolution number 2026-32.
I do actually have one question.
Okay, go ahead.
In the past, they put in a retaining pond that goes alongside that railroad street. Is that included in this project or is this just for the paving?
So I believe that wasn't, I don't think that it was us that put in the retainment pond over there. But for the design, we're gonna find out through Stantec what it is that if they're gonna do a retainment pond, what their idea is for their drainage plan.
The scope of work does cover the road construction and drainage improvements as well, so I would right about the will at least consideration of that. Building things.
Right. Okay.
Any further questions? Okay, I will entertain a motion to approve resolution number 2026-32.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion by Mayor Pro Tem Cordova, second by Councilor Ortega. Let me take a deep breath here. To approve resolution 2026-32, authorizing the local government road fund cooperative agreement between the city of Portales and the New Mexico Department of Transportation for roadway reconstruction and drainage improvements on Railroad Street. Any further discussion? Ms. Wobes, will you please call the roll?
Yes. Ms. Cordova,
Yes.
Mr. DeWitt,
Yes.
Mr. Merrick,
Yes.
Ms. Ortega,
Yes.
Mr. Self,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
and Mr. Woolley.
Yes.
It's unanimous, it passes.
Okay, item 2, governing bodies consideration and approval of resolution 2026-33 to participate in the local government road fund hardship match waiver program administered by the New Mexico Department of Transportation. What is it with long titles and descriptions related to you, Joe? I got it.
I didn't tell him to do this. Though. I'm so sorry. Give him a talking to. We'll see
We'll
what
turn it
happens.
over to you. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is a match waiver request. So our share cost, as we said before, is $107,459. And this is requesting that NMDOT cover that for a hardship. And it's not a guarantee that we will receive this, but we are requesting that we can receive this. And tonight I am asking if council will agree with the waiver and approve that we go ahead and turn it in and ask.
Any questions from council on that?
You won't receive it unless you ask.
Okay.
Motion for approval.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Have a motion by Counselor Watkins, second by Counselor DeWitt to approve resolution 2026-33, authorizing the city's participation in the local government road fund hardship match waiver program administered by the New Mexico Department of Transportation. Any further discussion? Okay, Ms. Wopes,
Ms. Cordova,
Yes.
Mr. DeWitt,
Yes.
Mr. Merrick,
Yes.
Ms. Ortega,
Yes.
Mr. Self,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Mr. Woolley.
yes.
It's unanimous, it passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We will move to city staff, city manager report.
Thank you, Mayor. Today is July 21st, 2026. Most of us are aware of that. I bring it up because I started to work here on July 21st, 2025. So this is my first anniversary. Thank you very much. Glad to be here. Moving on to the city manager report. Next slide. The amphitheater project is going well. We've decided at the city staff level, we know that we did have a plan to kind of farm that out to a second or third party. That became problematic, so we decided to keep it in-house. We've set aside some money to invest in this. McClellan has the reins on this and moving forward. Councilor Watkins and other people have been out there helping out quite a bit, making assessments, and we're completely moving forward and renovating I wouldn't say renovating, but bringing it up to speed to get it prepared for say autumn to put it completely online for people to be able to use on a fee base, where those fees will go directly to the animal control facility and whatnot. And so we're on track with that. I think we're good. At the city manager level, continuing lots of community engagements via the Rotary Club, different centers around town and whatnot, and that's going well. I got these out of order. Community events. You'll see in the next city council meeting, I'm gonna put on the agenda. I'm gonna really ask for clarity, give some recommendations on what community events are, and let me tell you why quickly. We're receiving a handful of permit requests to, for all intents and purposes, party. On the permit request, generally, it's asking for permission to gather, assemble, and those types of things. But what we're seeing is permits to sudden requesting for city resources, i.e. personnel, and blockade equipment to section off a street so that someone can hold a party or augment a establishment, if you will. And we're not opposed to that, but we just really have to define one, what is a community event? Does anybody in the community declare it a community event, or is the chamber involvement in the community event? Or does someone approach the council and declare something a community event and we all agree on it? But we literally have down to the household level in some cases, a family is deciding they want to hold a community event and asking to commit city resources to it. That might be kind of small, right? A couple of people going out on a Friday and securing the streets, but it changes the navigation approach of the city. It changes the navigation for a certain duration for the emergency services. It changes your GPS. And it, for all intents and purposes, takes that section of the street away from the city and the residents so that the interested party can have a party. And I'm not against it. I just need to define for us, what do we commit our resources towards? What's okay and what's not okay? Because I have to take a couple people out of law enforcement and or public works to go set those barricades up. And a lot of times these are after hours. And then they close out at like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And I got to bring people on the clock on overtime to go put that stuff away as well. And I don't think the city really signed up to do that at the household level for somebody who wanted to hold a homegrown community. I'm not opposed to it. I think we just need clarity and we need to dig in and see where, where we want to go with this. And then community outreach, I talked about that. Budget sound, we're moving forward. We're clearly in the 2027 FY budget. And so we're on track and spend funds on track. We're doing well with that. And then as you've seen, we're applying for lots of grants, but we're also receiving lots of grants. And I bring these things up, especially on the grants. You don't manage a city by internet chatter and internet feedback. But I see lots of times kind of what I would determine as negative comments about the city needs grants and so on and so forth. This city, for its size, is doing very well on grants. Our grant teams and people and managers are doing very, very well on chasing the available monies and grants. And we're doing pretty well on closing those out and receiving them. So I just can't be more proud about the team, the city, and the staff on doing these kind of things and augmenting our finances. So I want to bring that up. Next slide. I did talk to the staff and directors about ascent slope charts. I got some feedback from counselors and others about tracking projects. Now we have lots and lots of projects, and we can't read through all the time and all the projects. You would probably get bored, or we'd have to set aside a day to do a deep dive on all the projects. So what the directors will be doing, and this is an actual project, but what the directors will be doing moving forward is having a glide slope or an asset chart, kind of giving you an idea on where the project that they're working on, and they'll brief you on generally one or two per council meeting, but to keep you abreast on the top, say 4 or 5 in their realm. What you're going to see is something like this. This is an actual project. So we have a company called Guernsey that we contracted with. The contract, or basically on the bottom left, initiation. We've engaged in a contract, after the contract with the Guernsey Third Party Service Rates Study organization. They've opened up a web portal for data collection. So the portal is open and our team right now, indicated by the red dot, is collecting data and feeding that portal. And once all the data they request is in that portal, then that red dot will be moved forward to the data review, where Guernsey will start crunching on that and doing what the Guernsey rate analysis team does. And then they'll start to give us feedback. You see that farther down the chart. And that our intent is to move that red dot farther up the chart to the pinnacle or culminating event towards the top. And then Guernsey will have its feedback after crunching information with the city and staff. Then we intend on having Guernsey representatives here, briefing council on what they see as the outcomes of their data analysis and what they recommend for service rates and things like that. So not only is this a live chart, this is where we are indicating the red dot indicating that. This is indicative of the type of charts and the briefings that you'll see going forward from Public Works, water and Public Works, roads and Public Works, community services, animal control and community services. Basically anything that we have a project that we receive through feedback and approval from, you'll get briefed on occasion on charts like this. Okay. Any question on the third-party service rate analysis? Not only chart, but where we are with the status right now. Okay, cool. Moving on to the next slide. Okay, this is important, and I did brief it this morning in the water, water advisory committee meeting. So about 60% of the city is on AMR, automatic meter reading services. About 40% is analog, where someone goes, opens a thing, looks down, and records the number of lights down. So the larger percentage of the city, residential and commercial properties are on automatic meter reading. The reason I bring this up, we are still receiving quite a few people who aren't really sure. Actually, they think they're using less water than they are. This is what an automatic, an AMR, automatic meter reading report would look like. It's reportable, really to the minute, but it captures data, hourly, and it captures it by the 1,000 gallon increments, because that's how we have a program. It can be programmed down to the 1 gallon increment, but there'd be a lot more lines on there and things like that. So this is a little easier. But the reason I bring it up is, to date, 100% of the people who have come in to dispute their water, and I won't say bill, really their water volume utilization, 100% of the people who have come in and had AMR reports have been found that what is on the AMR they're actually using. Sometimes it's hard to believe, right? I had somebody come in, we had somebody come in this morning. In the month, they used 41,000 gallons. It was really hard for them to process, really hard for them to believe. But when they came in and saw the volume and hourly reports, they kind of had to come to terms with that and make some adjustments. Now, they still kind of don't believe it, but they see the data here and they're going to do some testing at their own home to validate it. But this gave us the opportunity to show them the hour by hour utilization, the by volume utilization, and allows them to run some tests, i.e. turn off their sprinkler systems, see if it's showing any data that hour, which it wasn't. And it kind of lets people understand as well. It's not mythological, it's not good faith, it's not what we think. It's really what the data is showing. So about 60% of the cities on this, I said that already, just for reinforcement. And 100% of the people who've come in with the AMR data, being able to show them that have basically accepted that, yeah, what's on there is true and whatnot. Anecdotally, this morning when the fellow came in with the 41,000 gallons per use, his water bill was high, and he consulted his lawn care team. His lawn care team said it shouldn't be that high because you only water twice a week. But through the AMR record data, he was able to see that his sprinklers were actually turning on 4 times a week, because it showed the same amount at the same hour each day, 4 days a week. So he was able to, 1, identify a mistake on maybe his lawn care team's part, but 2, come to terms with what was recorded, really what's happened. So there's a couple of minutes ago, I talked about not managing a city by Facebook, but there is a lot of Facebook chatter about things like, I saw one today, it said, AMR means they can't read your meter, it's on good faith. That's not what it means. It means automatic meter reading, and the data comes in here by the minute if you want to, by the gallon if you want to, but the data is there, supports it. AMR is not good faith. AMR is automating meter reading, and 60% of the city's covered by it. Okay, I thought that was important to talk about. And next slide, I'll show that. Oh, great. This is the last slide, just as a reminder. Okay, so legislative session will come every year. We're going into a long session this year. This time last year, we weren't, I wouldn't say we weren't ready for it, but where we are now, we're about 6 months ahead of legislative session prep than we were this time last year. The trifold that you see in front of you is indicative of that. He had produced something very similar to this at the last minute in about, I think, like January or something last year, if anyone remembers. But it's not just the trifold, right? Trifold is just a piece of paper. But this is really a document with a backstory and what it does now being 6 months ahead of the curve. And that's kind of where we're going. The trend is in the city to be 6 months ahead of the X hour or the time that you need to get something done. What this does is allows you and us and other folks to have a common operating picture on the legislative requirements and asks 6 months ahead of the legislative session, so that any interactions we have now, we can talk this talk, stay on this type of line item business and enforce with legislators that these are the things that are important to us this year, and these are our asks, so that any meeting engagement we have ahead of time, we talk the same talk, same story, etc., and we don't sway from our message, and we're prepped going forward. Because not only are you the messengers, and you know my team are the messengers, but so is the chamber and RCCDC, etc. And when these types of things out there, the message stays consistent, relevant, and on time, and we're prepped for that legislative session, which is so important to the budget and status of the city of Fort Dallas. So I think this is great work by the team, by the staff, and I like the fact that we're way ahead in a timeline of where we've been in the past. So I just wanted to bring that up. So that's the city manager's report.
I don't have any staff reports listed. Is that correct? Are we bypassing the staff reports this time?
No, I think there's a report now.
Okay. Okay. We will move to councilor comments. Councilor DeWitt, start with you if you have anything.
You keep starting down here. Or down there.
Cool.
No, I'm good. It was a long week last week, had the grandkids in town and stayed really busy with them, but enjoyed the deal out at Eastern New Mexico yesterday with Channel 10 and out of Amarillo, and it's pretty good deal.
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Yeah, pretty warm, dusty. Yeah, it was good. Warm and dusty.
Councilor Ortega,
I'm good.
Councilor Self,
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Councilor Watkins.
Not to know.
Okay, Mayor Pro Tem Cordova.
I just want to say thank you to the staff for all the hard work. Love the trifold. Gives us something to talk about whenever, you know, it's your little elevator speech, 3-minute elevator speech goes a long way. I do want to remind everybody that Municipal League is coming up next month, so Danielle will be looking for those reservations or RSVPs, so just a reminder.
Councilor Merritt,
Nothing.
Councilor Woolley, you have anything?
Nothing.
Councilor Smith?
Nothing really, except I really appreciate the slider slope. I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly, but I love visuals. It helps my brain, you know, figure things out, especially with timelines. That's excellent. I'm so excited that you're utilizing that. We have the greatest staff ever. Thank you guys for all the work you do, really. It's so exciting to see our community starting to make a really drastic turn towards the positive, and lots more to come.
Okay, I don't have any mayor's comments tonight. I do have a mayor's appreciation award that I'd like to give tonight. I'd like to recognize somebody that, quite frankly, doesn't have room in his office for a mayor's award because he's won so many awards and medals over the years. He's running out of room to put them. I'm fairly certain his wife made him move them all to the office under what I call the moosehead theory. They're impressive, but you know, they don't go with the decor. So now they're in the office. Many people in our city government have taken an extraordinarily difficult roles, but there are none more demanding than that of a city manager. And I didn't know today was anniversary when I had this, but over the past several months, I've had the opportunity to witness firsthand Mr. Mitten's dedication. More than once, I have sent an email late at night or over the weekend, expecting it to be waiting for him the next morning, only to receive a reply within minutes. Portales had and still has a long list of complex challenges, and one by one, Mr. Minton, the team he has assembled, and this governing body have been taking them on with one goal in mind: improving the quality of life in Portales. It isn't easy, it isn't fast, but it is happening. And so with that, sir, I'm going to come to you. Thank you, Mayor. We really appreciate you. Thank you very much. And if you have any room in your office, I will find a place. I will. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I guess congratulations on your 1 year.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. What really cracked me up when I first started working with Mr. Mitten, I'd send him an email laying out some complicated issue that I'd spend an hour thinking about it and write what I thought was a pretty well-crafted 500-word explanation and hit send, and a few minutes later I'd get a reply, easy peasy, or easy day. Easy day. And I remember thinking, seriously, I just spent an hour writing a 500-word diatribe and you solved it in 2 words. So, but I've come to realize that it's because of his experience has a way of making the difficult look easy. And I truly believe there isn't a challenge too big for him to tackle. So this man gets things done, and I'm glad they're being done for our community.
Yes.
So
yes,
we
yes.
do appreciate that. So being no further business to come before council, this meeting is adjourned.